What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mr. Straight Facts Show. I am Mr. Straight Facts. First off the top, we want to send our prayers out to Joe Biden and his wife. Joe Biden has been diagnosed with prostate cancer. Says that it's into his bones. I don't know exactly what that means for him. I know, as far as in my family, my father passed away with prostate cancer, and it was extreme, and so it was very quick for him. It took a few months, and he was gone. So I pray for him and his family. They've been through a lot. I lost their son. I think it's to brain cancer. Uh, it's a tough thing for a family. So, President Joe Biden, my prayers to you and your family, and I pray you beat it. They usually can beat that if it's caught early, and that's a reminder for you men out there. No matter what age you are, from 45 up, go get your prostate checked. Make sure that your doctor, when they do your blood test every year, go get a checkup every year, not every 3 to 5 years or something like that, every year. Because these things normally take 5 to 7 years once diagnosed to get worse. And his being, where it's at, I think that's at stage 4, would mean that it's aggressive. It either was aggressive because of the fact that it's gotten that far without him diagnosing it. Because you would think a president having the best insurance probably on the planet would have been recognized that he had this, and not all the time, because you have to understand the way doctors work. Just to give some insight to this, having gone through it with my pops and all stuff like that, and having to get checked myself because he passed away with it. After you turn a certain age, like 70 years old, they don't screen for it anymore. I have no clue why. It's just how the doctors do. So even if he was going, they may not have been checking for it because they stop around 70 years old. Because you have to do it every 10 years. So it just might have fell within those gaps. Never know. But we're looking forward to him healing quick. And like I said, young men, 45 and up, even if you're 70, go get checked. Don't listen to those statements. If it's less than 10 years since the last time you had one, then you're fine. But if it's been more than 10 years, go, because you just don't want to have that diagnosis late. I'd rather say find it earlier than late, of course, because they got a hold on it medically if they find it early. So check your PSA levels. It's not public service announcement. PSA levels that they check for men. Please go and get them checked, because we want you around, and your family wants you around, and focus on your health more, just a little more. All right, now let's get into other news of today. Um, Something recent just happened. The DOJ just dismissed a case against the Newark mayor, Mayor Baraka, and that's a good thing. But then they charged the lady who was standing in front of him. I think it was the lady who had the red suit dress or suit pant outfit on, whatever, and she was like, you know, covering him. But there were people all around him. She was the one in front. All the other people around him back and side by side, and they was trying to get at him at every angle. But they knew he hadn't broken the law, and they weren't about to allow these officers to like snatch him up and put him in jail or take him overseas or whatever they were going to do, because they knew it was an illegal arrest. So they stood in front of him to protect him, and that's exactly what black women have done for generations, for their men, and vice versa, black men for their women. Um, and when I say their women, I mean just the black culture. It doesn't have to be their wife or husband. It's just they see somebody that is like them being treated unfairly. Oftentimes they step in front and protect, because they don't want to see this person unalive. This person means too much to them. So in this situation, that's what everybody was doing, protecting them from an illegal arrest. Now, they're trying to say that they're going to arrest her or charge her but yet let go of the person that they illegally arrested because they had no evidence to arrest him to begin with. So, in all honesty, the ladies were, well, that lady and other gentlemen that were around were 100% right to protect him. It just baffles the mind how these people just keep going after people and expecting, oh, we're supposed to be afraid of them. They have to understand something. Black people have been through way more shit than this, that you got to do a lot more than to have us afraid of you. We may be pissed off at you. We may have a problem with you, but being afraid is not one of those things. I mean, I'm pretty sure some people are, but as a culture, no, we're not. We're not afraid. We've been through way more. Our ancestors have been through a million times worse, and a part of their DNA lives in us, right? At least the stories do. So we are just as strong as they are based off of what they passed along to us in a way. That's what happened today with just recently with the DOJ dismissing the case against Newark mayor and starting up with her name is Representative Ivor or McIver. Yeah. Now, in other parts of the news today, which is crazy, is that one thing that I woke up to was seeing that Moodys had downgraded the American credit rating. Now, it moved from a triple A to an A1 or something like that. It's just one right below it. Now, in the news, they just talked about it and kind of gave you a little insight. I want to go a little bit deeper, just a little bit, not too far. But Moody's is like a standard. It's not like, it's an American company, but it's a standard for this thing. Everybody, like investors and issuers and even the market, they look at this rating and it determines whether they're going to invest in something or not. And specifically, people who are going to invest in anything that's like bonds or stocks that or anything that has to deal with the American economy, they're going to look at that because what that literally means is you're not credit worthy enough. You still got good credit, but they're still a little worried that you may not be able to pay it back. So when you have that worry, right, that literally means you're going to start charging interest on said products, on said things that they have, whether it be bonds or not. Now, we talked about this prior to when Donald Trump came out and said he's going to relax some of the tariffs on certain brands and stuff like that because he recognized the bonds were being sold off, which means our dollar was becoming less. And it wasn't China. Many people thought it was China doing it. It was actually Japan. They're like, we sell it. They forget all that. And Japan is our number one bond owner. They are $1.1 trillion deep, the number one. They're the ones who started selling some of their debt. And when that happens, that increases interest rates for certain things. So that's the fear. Now, when Moody comes out, it's going to put fear in the hearts of those who own our debt because we're going down. Now, will they freak out? I doubt it. But will they start slowly checking it out and saying, yeah, sell a few 100,000, 100 or 100 million or whatever? Yeah, they'll do that. They'll start doing that, and our numbers will start going down. Therefore, our dollar will start going down. We don't want that to happen because that helps to destroy the American economy in many ways. Now, it's not going to happen overnight, but it will start to chip away at this armor that we had as America the Great, and now it's starting to chip off and people starting to say, wait a minute, we can't trust that country because they keep electing people like Trump. That country is more like Trump than we think. I mean, think about it. Many of us who are not for Trump are shocked that so many Americans, millions, think like him, or at least don't think enough just to believe him just on his whatever, wealth or hatred or whatever they're clinging to, because it's not factual shit they're clinging to. Well, other countries are going to see that. And they're like, they're not as invested in us as they are, into their entire country of themselves, their country. They're going to say, hey, we need to figure out, like, there's got to be a better way, because we can't just have this country having us on a stranglehold every time they hire or elect an idiot. you know, this is more pervasive in their country than they even know. So we can't be splitting hairs. We got to find other ways. And that's how Japan and China and Korea have come together and made deals. Think about this for a hot second. Donald Trump, they said the audio's at a whisper. Donald Trump, and I got the audio way up too. Let me just make it higher. Donald Trump is not, let's bring it closer, making any deals whatsoever. Let's see if that's even better. That should be better. I hope it's better. Donald Trump is not making any deals whatsoever. But yet, who is? Who has? You got China, Korea, and Japan, who didn't like each other. And now, they're like homies. They're out there making deals, trade deals, because Donald Trump is playing this game like, hey, you guys need us more than we need you. Thanks that the audio is better. I appreciate that. And that's not true. We need each other to make this thing work. And you know what gets me? I'm getting tired of grown-ass men who are just greedy, just making these stupid deals just so that they can just like show that, these measuring contests, the D-measuring contest. And I'm like, yo, y'all all are stubbies, because nobody would want to have to go through this just to prove what? That you're strong? No, you're weak. That's some weak stuff, to always try and like one up somebody, just so that you feel like something in your life is better. The majority of Americans don't care about this stuff. They don't even know what's going on with most of it. And it doesn't even really benefit them in a good way, most of the deals that they make. It's usually they use the buying power, that would be us, as leverage for other countries. Therefore, they use us to get them to do what they want them to do. And then when they try to make these deals, it comes out that we lose. The government wins, and then they give tax cuts to themselves. So the billionaire wins, the government wins, the people lose. All while we're screaming, buy America. It's just insane. I don't understand how we keep going back in the loop over and over again. And I've been working on a strategy so that we need to start focus on we the people, and not just one party or another. Independent, Republicans, Democrats. I'm getting tired of us relying on each party to give us like one thing, or not to take something else away from us. And I'm like, it's we the people. We have got to figure a way out. And I'm focused on creating a solution, or multiple solutions for that matter, that use technology and other things to allow us to be able to rise above the partisan bickering BS. Because if we don't take care of us, they sure as hell won't. And what's the most thing that they benefit from is these millionaires and billionaires. They want to get good deals from products from other countries so they can sell them to us for astronomical numbers. And seeing as how most of America is so caught up in brands and all these things, whether it be the Mercedes or the Birkin bag, or Fendi, or whatever the hell is out there now, the LV, I think that's what it's called, Louis Vuitton, all caught up in that crap, which China is exposed to be very cheap compared to what they charge you for. Or you're getting $10,000 up to $80,000 per bag, and it costs $1,500 for every last one of them to be made, just to be shipped off into their own country, Italy or whatever it is. Slap a label on it, and here you are going out here buying these bags. Not probably any of us, but these millionaires, billionaires, athletes, stars, all that, going out there. Oh, I got what you got on. So bad at that. What are you wearing? Hermes. Who cares? The shit they're wearing is cheap. It's expensive only because of mind. Oh, it's made up. Nah. It's cheap. You get, like I said, I used to make designer men's shoes, my own business. I designed all the stuff. I had it all sourced. I got the best Italian leather, no joke, the best. I went to find the best in Italy. It was cheap to get the leather and the suede, which is the opposite side of leather. And I'm talking about a swath of it for just like $180, which would make about 4 to 5 pairs of shoes. $180 to make 4 or 5 pairs of shoes, and you're selling each one of them for thousands of dollars. It's insane. Because again, the quality in which I was making the shoe, I was trying to make it the most highest quality as possible. I would go check it out and match the swatch to their brand, these bigger brands. I'm in LA, so I went to these big boutique and, you know, $5,000 a pair of shoe and leather, and I rubbed my leather and rubbed that leather. Trash leather. Trash leather they're selling. Not even the highest quality. Trash suede. Nowhere near the highest quality. I'm holding the highest piece of quality in my hand. I don't know about Americans as a whole, but I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the gimmick. I'm tired of them telling you that a $5,000 product is worth it when it's really only $10. And the fact that they're going to bring the factories back, how? You're spending $5,000 for something that takes them $15 to make. And in America, it's going to cost like $300 to make. What do you think that price, that margin from $5 to $5,000 going to cost them $200 to $300 to do it here? What do you think the price is going to go? From $5,000 like $35,000. Cars would go crazy if everything had to be made here. The tariffs on things right now could take a car from $30,000 to $50,000, or at least sometimes from $45,000 to $50,000 is the estimate. You're gonna buy a little Toyota Corolla, and now it costs the same as a small Mercedes or mid-sized Mercedes. You're crazy. Those are the things that we got to deal with, and I say no to all of that. I say no to all of that. I'm rebelling against all that. I don't care about brands that much. Not that I'm going to go out and spend some astronomical number. I'd rather go to whatever country. Brazil, Korea, China, Japan. Buy it for $1,500 and then sell it for like $3,000 as opposed to $30,000, $50,000. It's crazy. $80,000 and do some other things for people. People-centric, not focus on profit. I'm saying people over profit. You're going to make money if you do right by people. And I'm out to prove that. So that's the things that I'm doing right now. You'll start learning about that. My members start learning about that. I just put some stuff together. So I should be able to have this Zoom meeting coming up here in the next week or so. I just got to find the exact day. But I already got the Zoom stuff, the meeting. You know, I can set that up. I already got the account. But I'll just have a way to give it to the members and members only. Make a video for you guys and give you the link. And then we'll start from there. But I'll expose a lot of what I've been building for all of us to rise, and not just the wealthy. I'm one of those people who thinks of it as a we thing instead of a me thing. And I want to incorporate my members, because you're going to be the ones that are going to be more willing and loyal to this whole process. You're going to be the ones who are going to be not just me building it for us. It's going to be by us. So my thing is to be able to show you what I got and then listen to you guys. And I want the members, if they're interested, to be a part of developing it, not just being a part of watching it develop. It has to be a we thing and not a me thing. All right. So you'll get to know more about that a little bit later. I'll let my members know. All right. So, so today, after we find out that our credit rating went down 1 notch, still good, but 1 notch less. And it hasn't done that for a long time. So give it to Trump for fucking everything up. We had Scott Bessent say that Moodys is a lagging indicator of the country's credit ratings. Now, many might not know what he means by lagging indicator. What he's saying, the gist of what he's saying is that Moodys is like determining what has already happened and not what's coming in the future. So they're saying like it was a lagging indicator, but now it's moving up, splitting hairs. But at the same time, you can't say that Moodys is a lagging indicator, but not give the source in which you determine the future of something as opposed to the present and past, right? You got to deal with stats and things of that nature. You have to look them up and be able to put the information out. Of course, it's something that you found out over a certain period of time. You can't tell the future. So he was being disingenuous because he never gave a source as to what he used to figure out what's future as opposed to lagging. It's all a shell game. It's just something to say to get people confused, which one thing, again, this is what I want to say to my mainstream media folks. You need to nip those things in the bud. I know you're not always well versed in what they're going to say, but he said it now. The next time he has a meeting, you have an interview with this Scott Bessent, and you bring up said topic, I don't want you just leaving it where it's at. I want you to say, last time you was here, you said it was a lagging indicator, but you didn't give us the information of what sources or resources that you pull from to know what is going to be a future indicator as opposed to a lagging. If you don't have that, then what you're saying is not necessarily genuine. You're kind of pulling the wool over the people's eyes, so to speak. Then see what he has to say. But just don't leave this shit lagging like they're talking about. Don't leave it just sit there and Americans have no idea. It's like you guys are talking over people's heads, but never tell them what the hell you're really talking about. And it's best that you do go into depth so that your people are learned and not just wading in this jargon pool of crap. It's like, yo, we don't need to hear all the jargon. Speak to people, not through people. That's the way I feel about it. So that's what Scott Bessent said today. And I made a like a collage of videos today for you to see, because today there was a good conversation about the tariffs. And this is where I start to realize, and I've been known for a while, but the MAGA Republicans or whomever is against like learning shit, right? Not even educating themselves. They just love being in this mass pool of ignorance. Those people, they don't listen to facts, even when it's hurting them. It's like, if you really had an example, it's like a person who tells you, yo, don't touch the stove, it's hot. And they go over and put their hand on the stove anyway. And they're so stupid, their hand is on fire just so they can prove you're wrong. And I'm like, yo, you're on fire. And they're like, no, I'm not. I'm like, but you are, and they're constantly just burning themselves up for just no reason other than the fact they either have hate for others, they want to be right no matter what, they're just unintelligent, and it's sad. But at some point you just got to stop like trying to talk to them. It's not even worth your time. But this video kind of gives a better understanding of and not for them but for us, of how they see things, how they believe things to be in the tariff world. I'm going to show you what Donald Trump used to say about tariffs and what they're saying now. And Republicans, MAGA, have not mentioned a thing about it. Just let it fly. I haven't heard one of them talk about it today. And it's just crazy. Not even online, on YouTube, on TikTok, or YouTube. I haven't seen it. But we're going to go through it real quick.
A tariff is a tax on a foreign country. That's the way it is, whether you like it or not. A lot of people like to say, oh, it's a tax on us. No. It's a tax on a foreign country. It's a tax on a country that's ripping us off and stealing our jobs.
While you look at this, look how excited the people in the back and how, they're joyful for being ignorant. They have no clue what they're even listening to. They're just 100% sheep, 100%. Not one of them tried to Google it. They just came to this event, bought all this crappy gear, and listened to this man speak. And they claim they own businesses and farms, not realizing. Think about this for a hot second. Donald Trump was president before. wasn't like he became president just recently. He was president before, and he did some weird stuff with the tariffs and different, but not to this extent. But to a point where farmers were losing their farms, and then they came up with this huge subsidy. To pay them off. But they were in pain because of what he was doing until he threw that subsidy and started helping them out. And the black farmers never really got help. So they should know, which I know they do. But the other farmers, they knew they went through pain and that the rest of us had to bail them out. And he comes in, they know. These people in the background, they're farmers, business people. They know tariffs and how they're actually done. So you sit here and say, how are you cheering for something when you know it's going to hurt you, but the guy you believe in keeps lying to you? How else? He's not even giving you an avenue. Like, I'm going to reverse how tariffs work and I'll make you guys get money and make them pay. This is how I'm going to do it. No strategy. He's not telling you that I'm going to do something different with tariffs that's never been done. No. He's telling you this is how tariffs always have been. And there's no way they would have believed that if they're really business people and farmers. When it happened to them before, it destroyed their businesses. They were all worried until he gave them this how is it, $500 billion or something like that to subsidize their losses. Scary.
And it's a tax that doesn't affect our country.
Tariffs are a tax hike on foreign countries that, again, have been ripping us off.
Okay. As a White House press secretary. Then Donald Trump comes out with, after this, he goes, this is when Walmart had came out and spoke. And we'll show that here in a minute. But they came out and spoke today, last week, where Walmart said they're going to have to start charging us because of the tariffs. So Donald Trump comes out and said Walmart should stop screaming, trying to blame tariffs as a reason for raising prices throughout the chain. Walmart made billions of dollars last year, far more than expected. Now, here's the thing that I'm trying to, this is the thing where you see that it's brainwashing. He's talking about they made billions, and he yells at dollars last year, as if that means anything about this year. So he's trying to tell you that somehow even the billionaires, it's like, yeah, I made billions last year. So what? You trying to tell me make less billions this year because you fucked up? How'd that sound? Again, this is the same thing that Republicans used to say was communism, socialism, when Democrats or the far right or far left would say we all need to, pay our fair share, and these businesses are making so much profit they could pay their taxes and higher taxes and still be good. Oh, that's socialism. Oh, that's communism. And here it is. This man is literally telling these businesses, you made enough money last year. Ride with me on this one. Say what? Government telling business what to do? Republicans went batshit crazy under Obama, under Biden, for trying to have, the businesses to stop gouging people. Even when Kamala Harris was running for president this last time, she's talking about she was going to stop businesses from gouging people through the government. She was going to try that. And they were saying, that's communism, that's socialism, Marxism. And this man is just telling this company right now, eat it for me, the president of the United States. I want you to tell you how to run your business. Say what? You reaching into my business from the government? That's what Republicans went batshit crazy for. He says, between Walmart and China, they should, as is said, eat the tariffs and not charge value customers anything. I'll be watching, and so will your customers. He's trying to pass off to us that it's Walmart's fault for charging us for their products going up in price. Not Donald Trump and his stupid people that decided to throw tariffs on for no fucking reason. You know how you can stop them from raising prices? Get rid of these crazy ass tariffs and take us back and do a better job as a president as opposed to doing a horrible job and expecting everybody else to watch your back or kiss your butt. That's not how this thing goes, right? But that's how it goes with him. He literally thinks that's what we should do. Just sit around.
I was on the phone with Doug McMillon, the CEO of Walmart, yesterday, and Walmart is, in fact, they are going to, as you describe it, eat some of the tariffs.
You said you called Walmart. Is that what CEOs can expect, that the president, that other members of the administration will apply pressure to try to prevent them from passing on these prices to CEOs?
I didn't apply any pressure.
I didn't apply any pressure. This stiff fool. I don't understand. He may be great with numbers or something. They were talking about he's a great dude in stock. But when it comes to just speaking and talking about what he's doing, complete like nut job. What the fuck is that? What is this shit? I mean, please find somebody who can speak worth a damn. These people, Donald Trump can't put a sentence to fuck together. This man right here stutters. You can tell if he played poker, you would beat the clothes off of him. Because his tell is just stutter the hell out of shit because you know he's lying. He's making it up. He's stressed out. That's not what I'm doing. Of course it's what you're doing. Why would you be calling the CEO right after he told his investors and people that, look, we're not going to rob you guys and we're not going to rob the citizens, but hey, we have some low profit margin. If you listen to what he actually said, this executive, and we'll play some of it, he said that the CEO of Walmart, he didn't say he's going to raise the prices of everything. He was saying that there are certain things that we have a low profit margin on. Certain things that we only get like 3% on. Well, it's a 10% tariff. We're losing 7%. Are you telling me that I'm supposed to get 3% for something that's going to cost me 7% more? That means I'm losing money on said product, which means I am going to discontinue said product before I start doing that, because who sells products to lose money? It's not a thing, especially from greedy people. It sure as hell ain't a thing. To be able to say I'm going to buy a product for $10, it's going to cost me, $17 to actually I'm selling for $17, whatever it may be, and then I'm buying it for actually $20 after the tariffs are done. So I'm losing $3 every time I sell you a product. That ain't happening, Jack. And if that ever happened, you know what they would do? Make it up with other products. Now your TV don't went from $400 to like $750. Offset it. Either way, we pay. And Donald Trump was trying to put it off on other people. If you listen to what Donald Trump just said, he literally is saying that the American people are paying for it. Either the store is going to pay for it or we're going to pay for it. But his first comment to his people at his rally was, the other country pays for it, not our stores. It doesn't affect us, is what he told them for months on months and even years on top of years. So you know he's lying, and he knows he's lying. But why is he trying to get them to capitulate to something that is totally anti-capitalism? If he can call them and tell them to stop making money, don't you think he can call them and tell them, hey, let's make something so that we can get free insurance to everybody? Let's do that. You're calling a company, the biggest supplier and retailer in the United States, maybe even the world, I'm not sure, but at least in the United States. In some states and cities, Walmart is the only big store, chain store they got there. And so you're telling them, eat the cost. Some of these people are going to have to pay a little bit more, but not everything. Don't give them the whole 10%. Give them like 6 and you take 4. But either way, our shit goes up. They knew this was going to happen. Their people just heard him say it. I watched on Fox. It literally played that. and they still don't get it. It's scary, y'all. We're living in this world that's just filled with idiocy and on purpose. There's got to be another strategy. I can't believe that people are this stupid. It's got to be a different strategy that we don't know about. These people are gathering in dark places, coming up with ideas to do shit to America that we think is just normal, like they're just crazy, they're just stupid. No, they have to have a strategy. I've never seen this level of stupidity in my life.
Doug and I have a very good relationship, so I just wanted to hear it from him rather than second, third hand from the press. And again, as I said, this is all from their earnings call, and on an earnings call, you have to give the worst case scenario. So Walmart will be absorbing some of the tariffs. Some may get passed on to consumers.
A tariff.
That's what he said. Some may get passed on to the consumers. So Scott Bessent just said tariffs are the America's responsibility. And if the business gets an increase in the cost of something, it gets passed on to us. It's just common sense. Now, you would think, wait a minute, the libs were right. I know it's hard to agree to, but the libs were right. We were wrong. What else were the libs right about? Because this benefits my pocketbook. Donald Trump's been lying to me this entire time. You would think that they would have that light bulb come on and say, I've been a fool. And start researching it. So I ain't listening to them. I'm going to go research some more. And they go research and find the truth. You would think they would come out and be like, I've been bamboozled. Nope. Haven't did anything yet. Nothing yet. The contradiction from Donald Trump saying it was never going to hurt Americans is all the other country. That was his whole game plan for them behind him to start hating, immigrants and hating Japan and China and hating all these other countries. Nothing this man says has fact in it. It just has hate and division in it. He is like the hate and division master. He brings out the worst in the people around him. Everybody. A whole Republican Party is gone because of this dude. He's like a cancer, and sorry to say that in the situation that we're in, but he is. He comes in and he devours all the good cells. I mean, not that there was a lot of good cells in the Republican Party, but they were way better than they are now. I mean, I can't fathom the fact how bad it would be that I want the old Republican Party back. At least they dealt with some facts. These people are factless. They're all filled with feeling about stuff. And that feeling is usually hatred and disgust for other people because they have a fear that they're being replaced. It's sad. But little do they know, we're going to be working on actually replacing them, but in a good way. Replacing the evil with good. It's about time good starts to win. And we build a strategy or multiple strategies to defeat the crap in which they're trying to uphold. One of the things I realize is that these people strategize to do dirt to everybody. We don't have a strategy to get back at those evil people and defeat them. It's like playing a game where they're the pros at destruction and we're just the people who talk about what they're doing. We're not a pro at destroying their destruction. We're just reacting to what they're doing. What group of people are fighting them? They're only fighting them in the courts. But who's actively making decisions and plans that bypass all the crap they're trying to do and encompasses this evil with a cloud of goodness? There is nothing. I don't see it. All I see is organizations that fight evil, not ones that actually go out and defend the good, multiply the good. We're always in a defensive mode. never on the attack. And if you're always in defensive mode, you're always in survival mode, never in thrive mode. And that's what they love. They got the billionaires behind them because our billionaires are quiet. Their billionaires also quiet in many ways, but their money gets put behind these destructive plans, Project 2025, and these think tanks that they have, Heritage Foundation, and the Charlie Kirk. They make these evil, the maniacal individuals wealthy. The Charlie Kirks, why would he be wealthy? He's a nitwit. He's got money because those billionaires have been putting money in their coffers to spread this hate and division. They are the division machine. If you really take a bird's eye view, if I were to get on this app or on TikTok and spew the Trumpian BS as a black man, I'd be wealthy in about a good 6 weeks. They would find me and be like, oh my God. And every last one of them would be putting dollars and cents in my coffers. I would become wealthy quick because they want that to live. Now, why aren't Democrats and liberals and billionaires who are liberals doing that to the Democrat side? You know why? I believe because every time they try and do that, the Republicans project. Look, they got all them over there getting money from the Dems. The Dems own them while they're getting $400,000 to make one video. It's been put out there and their people are still behind them. No morals, no nothing. But they try to hold Democrats to a moral standard. They try to imprison them with their own beliefs. We believe it is unfair to do what you guys are doing. Okay, you believe that. And then when you decide to do it, are we going to say, look, he against his own morals? While they've been against their own morals and winning. Because the best way to get division to happen is to fund it. And the best way to defeat them, it has to be funded. It cannot be just ground level shit. Why? Because you don't have the money to beat it. They'll put ads out to say crap. They'll spend $1 million on an ad. What are we going to do? Make a viral TikTok? They'll have that ad running every day, putting $1 million behind it for every week. We'll make a viral TikTok and think that we did something. Strategy, plans, things we have to come together with. And we got to get rid of just thinking that it's our parties that's going to do it. It's got to be we the people that's going to do it. And I'll start giving that information out more and more about it. Thanking some of the people who come in here. Rude Interplanet Janet, what's going on? Thank you for being here today. My members, everybody else, I appreciate it. Monica, good to see you. Kristen Thompson, good to see you as well. Making sure I give love to those who are members. If I don't see you, let me get up here at the top. See you, give you. I think I said. All right. They have, like Kristen said, they have think tanks. We have think tanks too, some of them. But again, what are those think tanks doing? I have never been addressed by those think tanks to do anything, to come to talk about anything, or, you know, I'm just saying as a citizen, not because I'm Mr. Straight Facts, but as a citizen to know what we want. I haven't been interviewed, talked to, nothing. No surveys come out, and I've known no one. It's like back in the day, the Nielsen ratings, when they sent out the information to homes, and you would tell them what you like and what you didn't like, and that's how they found out the ratings. My entire 54 years on this planet, I know no one who ever got that. I heard about families having it. I've seen videos and packages and news saying, oh, this person had it. I didn't know them. So this situation right here, there's no real think tanks for us that really want to get stuff done. And again, we have to come up with these things. The people have to come up with it. And that's what I'm going to do with members when we start talking more and more about it. All right. As you saw, Donald Trump and his craziness and flip-flopping, but they don't care. One thing I did kind of applaud to some degree is that if you know anything about the Wall Street Journal, you know that the Wall Street Journal is mostly a conservative media platform, news media platform. And albeit this is their opinion section, they actually came out and they just pulled a quote I saw and said something against Trump. And they have been doing that. They have been one of the loudest in the media sphere to actually come out and like call the things he's doing like stupid or misguided or whatever. And this is what they had today. One of their opinions. It says Donald Trump plays Walmart CEO. Mr. Trump is trying, and it's quoted, Mr. Trump is trying to duck the political fallout from his misguided tariff policy by blaming everyone else. Americans are too smart to fall for it, unquote. A conservative news source. Now, I wish that was Fox. I wish it was Fox, but it's not. But to come out and go against what this man has been doing and what he's been saying is the reality, what isn't. Now they have to face the repercussions of this. Now, here's my question to people who are like MAGA or even the people who are doing this, right? Why did they ever think that they would never catch up to them? I mean, just look at the definition of a tariff in any source that will give you the definition. I don't care. Google it, DuckDuckGo it, wherever you want to go. Ask the question, what is a tariff? And it will tell you. Then ask the question, who pays the tariff? Is it the country putting the tariff on, or the country that's receiving the tariff from another country? And it will tell you. Also ask the question, how would a country benefit by putting a tariff on another country? Then it would tell you the strategies in which would actually work. And if anybody who knows this, the simple form is the only time putting a tariff on another country would work for the country putting the tariff on would be if the country itself had a competing manufacturing company. So if it were steel and we made more than enough steel for ourselves, or we decided to grow our steel factories, and now we're either weeks or months away from being able to produce more, not only for us, but for the world, then a tariff would work in the sense that you don't want that country selling to your country. You're going to squeeze them out and make your own for your country, create enough product for your country and in excess so that you can start selling your steel to other countries, therefore bringing in more profit to your country. That makes sense. But to have no manufacturing companies and to say that it's going to take anywhere from 4 to 20 years, depending on the industry, to be able to build something that can compete with other countries who are massively equipped in this arena only hurts the country that doesn't have the manufacturing companies to compete. I mean, you're putting the cart before the horse. Because how in the world are you moving forward if you have no way to replace the manufacturing companies that are in other countries like China, Canada for certain things, Japan for other things, right? Brazil and Korea for other things. If we don't have the manufacturing here already and ready to go, then Americans lose out big time. How can people not understand that? How can they listen to a man who says that it's in his genes that he's smart? his cousin's uncle from MIT, who's long been dead. Because he's smart, I'm smart. Just saying that is stupid. And they're like, look at your family. Whoever was the smartest in your family, right? They are smart, but you're not as smart as them. But it's in your genes. Maybe a collective of that person's genes and your genes put together, but individual genes, There are prodigies whose nobody else in their family can play anything. And they can play 18 instruments and come up with a number of whatever when you were born because they have a little slight autism. They can figure out numbers like that. You can't even add your bills together. It's in your genes. It's crazy, y'all. It is crazy. Oh, I even have a video of this fool saying everything's in his genes. In his genes. I'm like, yeah, okay, dude. Let's see if we got that one. Do we? We'll see. Let's go.
My uncle was a great professor and scientist and engineer, Dr. John Trump at MIT. Good genes, very good genes, okay?
One of the smartest people in the history of MIT in my blood.
If you believe in genes, some do, some don't. But I had an uncle who was a professor at MIT. Believe me, if it's good genes, we believe in genes, right? We're allowed to say that. Do we believe in the gene thing? I mean, I do, right? You know, I do. Like they used to say, Secretariat doesn't produce slow horses.
A lot of it's about the genes, isn't it? Don't you believe? The racehorse theory, you think was so different?
Your brother is in the NHL, right? Tell me about genes. Is he a good player?
When you have 111 wins, that's in your blood, right? It's got to be in the blood.
You know what's funny is this man's talking about his genes from his uncle, not his dad, because his dad wasn't very bright. He was just a businessman and a grinding type of businessman. He wasn't like a billionaire who had it in his whole life. Like I told you, Donald Trump is like the trailer trash of millionaires. I mean, his family got rich from grinding, which ain't nothing wrong with that, and ripping people off and grifting. There's something wrong with that, but that's how they scraped and got by. And he went to school with people who had extraordinary wealth, which they didn't have to work. The kids were just chilling. He was always having to work with alongside dad because his dad was making money. Trump couldn't make money. His dad did. So he lent everything off his name. That's why this man's always enamored by gold and people and this and that. You know, he's got, I pull up in Saudi Arabia and it's like the opulence. He didn't say that word. You know, he can't even probably say that. But he's talking about, look at their planes. Then look at mine. We're supposed to be the best. I'm like, their plane isn't equipped with what you got, bro. Our stuff is equipped. You can, our plane can take a nuclear hit. How that executive plane get hit by a nuclear weapon? It's crumbling like a piece of paper. But he's all excited about the lavishness. No rich person growing up rich care about lavishness like this dude does. They just have it. They ain't fawning over it. It's just what they are. He's always wishing to be richer. It's not a fact that he's always rich. I don't talk about money that much. You can't tell me a dude that's had money his entire life is always thinking about money. No, he is a dude who has lost his dad's wealth over and over again, and he wants to have money because he doesn't know how to keep it. He always loses it, so he's always chasing it. His decisions are destructive, not productive. So he's always losing. Not only are people eventually running away from him, so is money. He can't keep it. As much as he makes, he destroys. So you hear him talk about his uncle having intellect. The only person in his family that he reaches out to is his uncle. If it was in his genes, you'd be talking about your sister, your brother, your aunts, your uncle, your sons, your nieces, your nephews, your father, your great-grandfather. You don't talk about them. You talk about the only smart person in your family. And he tries to say all of that comes into all of them. Really? Really? Okay. All right. What did his namesake just do today? Let's see. His namesake, Donald Trump Jr., said what? He said, what I want to know is how did Dr. Jill Biden, basically miss out on stage 5 metastatic cancer? Or is it yet another cover-up? Say what? He just said in that statement, this is his son. It's in the genes. Yeah, dumbassery is in their genes. Because he literally thinks, because she has doctor in front of her name, that she is a medical doctor, a doctor of medicine. She was the vice president's wife. Then she was the first lady, being the president's wife. She's been in the atmosphere, in the world, for you knowing about her way longer when he was a senator and all that than most people. He's been in there a long time. They've been together for a long time. She's been in this whole process for many, 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 many decades. Everybody knows she's a doctor of education. She has a doctorate in education. She was a teacher this entire time. Even while she was president, she was still teaching. And this, in the genes, I'm smart, but yet by way of being a dipshit, this man literally said, how did she not catch it? Like she was the doctor giving him the test. Like she is a medical doctor when she's an educational doctor. It's baffling how stupid this family is. He thought he ate too. He thought he ate by saying that. And his MAGA dipshit people were out there just in the comment section, just going in. Oh yeah, blah, blah. I'm like, boy, ooh. I ain't never met this many stupid people once at one time. How do you find them? I mean, is there like a bat signal for dumbasses? I mean, I don't understand. How do you find this many dumb people in one place? I don't understand it. In one place, you found millions of people who are missing the intellect gene. Scary. Just scary, y'all. This man literally said that she was a doctor, so she should have caught it. I don't get these people, y'all. But you can't fight stupid, right, Kristen? I'm like, oh my God. But like I said, we'll be working on doing things. But that's Donald Trump's spawn, and he wants to keep talking about his uncle. I guarantee you his uncle was alive, was like, keep that dipshit away from me. His dumbery is rubbing off on me. Just leave him away. Give him away. Give him away. Give him away like a puppy. Take him to the firehouse. Even as a grown man, take him to the firehouse. Drop him off. He ain't part of us. He was not even the first child chosen to run this business. Even Fred Trump knew that his son, Fred Trump, I guess, Jr., was the smartest one of them all. And he wanted him to be a part of this ruse of a business. And he was like, nah, I'm good. He had too high a moral standard to get into this trash they call the Trump business. He became a pilot. And you know, obviously, he was the smarter of these two. Donald Trump couldn't become a pilot if they took him to the nearest, like, Kmart or whatever back in the day, put a quarter in and had him fly one of those ones that just fly by itself. He still fucked that up. He would. He'd crash it somehow. So the older son, or Fred Jr., was supposed to be the one to take it over. Later on, from what I've learned, he became alcoholic and stuff like that. Ended up dying later. He got sick. And then we got the bad seed. It trips me out, man. It's like Evil keeps winning. Evil keeps winning. No dire diagnosis for Sir Dipshit, but we got President Biden diagnosed with prostate cancer, stage 4, I believe. You know, and the Trump family, the brightest one, the one who gave a damn about people, ends up dying way ahead of time, and Sir Dipshit's staying alive. I don't know what the creator got against this country, or this world, but it can't be happy. Can't be happy with us to leave something like that hanging around, and not only hanging around, destroying everything he built, everything he created. He got this fool at the helm, leading the country. He couldn't lead himself out the bathroom without a GPS. One thing I realized today, and it hit me because it hit me like a brick. And I wrote another speech about this, about I'm getting tired of just talking about this dude without solutions. And like I said, I'm working on them, so I give you information on a day-to-day basis. But in the background, I'm working on solutions more so than these particular problems. It's about time we start winning. Even in the midst of what's going on, the people start winning. I'm not caring about party so much. I'm caring about people. So my members will start learning more and more about what we're doing, what I got planned. And I'll try and reach out to everybody. I'll make a membership video and give you guys a better understanding when the day will come. But I realized, and it hit me like a brick today, that we're only talking to ourselves. And they're talking amongst themselves. But the thing is that they're plotting and planning, strategizing and implementing. We're just reacting. That's a losing strategy. That's a losing strategy, ladies and gentlemen. And we got to figure out a better way, because we can't escape this system if, first of all, the billionaires have designed it so that we lose, and we don't create anything so that we can win. And that goes for either Republican or Democrat Party. I'm tired because I'm in the Democrat Party because of the fact that they do something. Is it enough? Not really, but they do something, and we have to do, basically, we've always said that term, the best of two evils, because both of them are beholden to billionaires, more so they are to the people. I was listening to a politician today. It was a politician today, but I think he may have been retired or whatever. And he was talking about how both of these parties are basically beholden to billionaires, but there's only one that would fight for the people on some things, but not for most things. And that for them, like every 2 years is the only time they give a damn about the people. And that's because they want to get a vote to get back into power. Then after they get back into power, we're an afterthought. If we get anything that we really ask for, it's just out of sheer luck. It's not because they actually gave a damn about us. It's because whomever is at the lead, at the helm, to help them get rich is whom they focused on. If a rich person really believes in the ideas that the average American believes in, then more than likely they'll get passed. But don't let it fool you. They didn't pass it for you. They passed it because what you believed in, so did the billionaire. But had the billionaire believed in the complete opposite of what the people believed in, we would have never got it. Either by Democrat, Independent, Republican. We would have never received it. So it has to be co-signed by people who are giving them checks in order for us to receive it. And it's about time we take the power out of the billionaire's pocket, put it into ours, start creating wealth amongst ourselves, and then creating power for decisions to be made for the people and not the billionaire. If they don't have the power like the people do, they can't do it. That's why they do everything they can to keep their foot on our neck so that the majority of us, middle class and poor, never rise. 40 years without a raise, while at that same time, CEOs and owners of businesses, their income have went up like 1,500 fucking percent. But 40 years, no raise for the rest of us. Minimum wage is still low. Can't live by it. And I can understand at first it was like, hey, you're a kid, you're living with your mom and dad, that's a good supplemental income. But that was cool until it became a pandemic and all this shit. And then it became a situation where even over the years, the effects of sending jobs overseas gradually caught up. And it takes 2 and 3 jobs, no matter where it's at, McDonald's, Uber, another factory, to be able to live. See, back in the day, yeah, a kid can get a job at McDonald's, make a small amount of money. Mom and dad making good money. The kid could use that to go hang out, go to the mall and buy something. That ain't the world no more. There are grown people working in these positions taking care of 1 and 2 kids. And that's not because of any doing of any immigrant or any middle class person. That's billionaires sending paid jobs, living wage jobs overseas, breaking up unions, and then talking about putting robots in your position and bringing factories back and think your kids are going to be working out of a factory. Those days are long gone. And the only ones clinging on to that crap are people who are our ages, at least my age, who have dreams of grandeur. Oh, I remember when I was working at the factory and it was paying like so much money, and I had an apartment and I had this and I had that and I was renting out a house and I was making good money. I want those days back. Those aren't the days that's coming back. Quit dreaming. That's not how it's going to happen. Every president that has any damn sense have told us that. Obama told us that. Biden told us that. Kamala Harris, who was running, told us that. Hillary Clinton told us that. The only people giving you that shit is Donald Trump and his minions. And those dudes lie. They would lie to their own mothers. There is no way these jobs will come back. Just do the math. Even if the industries were here right now, the technology that China has far surpasses what we have. And even if we were going to do it, we'd have to buy the machines from China to be able to produce it here. They still would own the manufacturing company basically through the technology until we were able to build our own. They would still make more money off of us for at least the next 5 to 10 years until we built said technology. And guess what? In order for us to build the technology that they have, what will we have to do? Rob their patents. The shit they say that they do to us is take the patents of their company. If they brought those technology items over here, which we don't have over here, we would have to get that piece of equipment, tear it apart, start building our own, literally stealing from them in order to create industries so that we can start to catch up with them. It's just insane. It's just insane. But I wrote this before we get out of here. And like I said, I'm working on ways so that we can do that. It's coming. I'm working on it right now. I've already bought the website. I've already built a lot of it. You'll learn more about it, but it's for the people. It's giving the finger to billionaires. It's making you wealthier. It's making me wealthier. It's a we thing, not a me thing. It's a beautiful thing. And I thank God for getting this idea and start working on it so that Americans can finally pull themselves up and not rely on billionaires to hopefully agree on the same ideas that we have for all people. It's an amazing thing. It's a great gift. But I'm going to go ahead and read what I wrote for you. And it's called, "They're Not Coming to Save Us, and They Never Were." My friends, I had a realization today. One of the moments where truth doesn't whisper, it smacks you across the face like a brick. And I had to share it with you because once you see it, you can't unsee it. We're whistling into the wind. We're out here debating facts, sharing receipts, exposing lies and chasing truth with a hunger of profits. But something's off, isn't it? Because the very people we're trying to wake up, the MAGA loyalists, the cult of disinformation, the proudly misinformed, they're not listening. They don't care. They've chosen their fantasy over facts, their hate over humanity, and their ego over empathy. And while we've been caught up in this endless loop, fact-checking lies, debating nonsense, watching in horror as democracy crumbles brick by brick, I realized something else. We've only been talking to each other. We're venting, we're raging, we're mourning, and somewhere in that mourning, we found comfort. Comfort in our shared pain, comfort in being right. But let me ask you this. When does this pain end? Because I'm tired. Not tired from the fight. Tired from fighting the same fight in the same way with no change. Tired of intellectuals with facts losing to fools with flags. Tired of good-hearted people being outmaneuvered by those driven by greed, hatred, and hunger for power. We are acting like they control our future, like our destiny is in their hands, like the billionaires and their foot soldiers, the racists, the fascists, the fanatics are the authors of tomorrow. Well, I've got news for you. They're not. Not if we stop giving them that power. The enemy is not just Trump or MAGA or the far-right mob. The real enemy is the billionaire class that funds it all. The ones who write the laws behind closed doors. The ones who use racism, fear, and religion as tools of control. The ones who haven't raised your wages in 40 years while tripling their profits. The ones who poison our food, raise our rents, bankrupt our healthcare system, and call it freedom. These billionaires are united. United in silence, united in strategy, united in greed, while we, the people, are divided. Not because we disagree on anything, but because we've been taught to fight over crumbs while they steal the whole damn loaf. They are organized. They are funded. They are focused. And we? We're scrolling. We're arguing with bots. We're screaming into social media voids, hoping a meme will save us. It won't. Memes won't save democracy. Unity will. So today, we pivot from anger to active, from complaining to campaigning, from watching to building. I'm not just asking you to protest. I'm asking you to participate in the reinvention of America. We don't need to fight them where they stand. We need to build what they can't touch. We build systems. We build equity. We build truth into every dollar, every product, every platform. That's why we are launching Project Infinity. This isn't just a movement. It's a mission to protect democracy forever. Not just for a year or to the next election, but forever. Project Infinity means we build wealth without billionaires. We create jobs without exploitation. We reward kindness instead of cruelty. We promote truth even when it's unpopular. and we make sure democracy isn't something we defend only when it's dying, but something we nurture every day like it's our birthright, because it is our birthright. I know you're tired. So am I. But tired doesn't mean done. This is the moment when we stop trying to out-argue the hateful and instead start out-building them, out-loving them, outlasting them. They are organized around hate. Let us be organized around hope. Let us be co-conspirators in a better world, not just critics of a broken one. Let us organize around love. Realize, strategize, and implement. This is the mission for Project Infinity: to realize, strategize, and implement. And it begins right now. Are you ready for that? Is the question you need to be asked. Ask yourself, your family members, and those you love, are you ready to start realizing what you really want in this world, as opposed to what parties are willing to give you and billionaires are willing to allow them to give you? Because I'm not asking you to believe in me. I'm finally asking Americans, true Americans, outside your party affiliations, outside the churches you believe in or religions you believe in or none other. I'm asking you, as a human being that is in America, that is a proud American, I'm asking you to believe in us. The we, not the me. That's how we can defeat this. That's how we can build a better world for us. That's how we can reinvent America, because they are destroying it, and it's going to take us to save it. Not party affiliation, Americans. We know what we want, and we can get it if we realize, strategize, and implement. So that's what I'm going to be talking about more in depth with my members as I expose to them what I've been working on behind the scenes. It's basically turning us into partners in everything we do. Americans fighting for Americans. Not for racism, not for sexism, not for transphobia, not for, white nationalism, fighting for the American dream, which we all believed in and believed it was promised to us. And the only group that's holding it away from us are white nationalists, stupid people, and billionaires. And they need us because we are the majority. We just keep acting like the minority because they strategize with their small amount of people, and we complain with the large amount of people we have. We unify, that system dies. We break apart, that system takes over. It's up to you. Are you tired of it and ready to move forward in love and unison and hope in a better world? Or you want to go back to whatever the hell they want to go back to, 1700, 1600, whatever. I'm sick of that going back somewhere. There's no time in history that was better than the world that we're trying to build today. So you can go back to the past if you want, but I don't want to live there. It's great to visit, but it's not a place to go back and live. Memories are great, family memories and all. But when it comes to the way the world treated certain people in the past, there ain't never been a better time than before Donald Trump became president in this country. Ever since then, we've been going downhill, not backwards, downhill. Not greater, worse. All right. I'm going to go ahead and give y'all some love real quick. Divide and Conquer, yes, Rooted in Planet Janet. Thank you, Troy. Project Infinity. It's got to be forever, man. We got forever give a damn about people. I'm getting sick of us fighting over stupid stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, I was, and again, nobody's perfect. I mean, like I'll explain like one of the things that, like, again, my evolution. When I was younger, I grew up in Indiana, right? I knew nothing about anything about like outside of straight or gay, and I know nothing about that stuff, right? Just kid, had no clue. 1980, a young man named by the name, I don't know why I'll never forget his name. A young man by Ryan White died of AIDS, child. I think he was a teenager or something like that. And there was a big fear of AIDS. I had no idea because, again, I wasn't active sexually. I was like freaking 10 or 12, whatever, 12, 13, whatever it was. So I didn't think nothing of it. But I was worried about it. And I had never run into anybody other than straight people that I thought, because nobody was out. Everybody was in the closet. So as I got older, I had this understanding that, around me, I didn't see it. But then when I moved to California, it was all around me. I was not used to it. I was like fearful of it in a way because I had no idea what it meant. Like getting hit on and all stuff like that. It threw me for a loop. I was like, the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I had no clue. But the reality was, the only reason I had no clue because I was ignorant to it. I had no clue because I wasn't around anybody. I wasn't raised around anybody that I knew. I later came to find out at my high school reunion, there were a lot of gay people. People who are now trans and everything. I had no clue. But again, in that time era, people were hiding. Because it was not safe whatsoever. So when I see people that hate on people because of who they actually are, and studying on the fact of how bad some of these people were treated in eras in this country, like in the 70s and 80s, parents would drop their kids off to get fucked around with by doctors, like they were going to be saved from being gay by putting electrodes in their head and frying their brains. And I'm like, all because that person was born to love somebody who looked like him or her? You had no problems as humans to put them through pain for something you didn't understand. It bothers them. It boggles my mind. I can understand. I never would, even when I didn't know about it, I never thought of putting any pain on anybody. I just didn't understand it. And just like with anything in life, things you don't understand is because you're uneducated about it. This society, when I grew up, man, I'm going to tell you, the things that you heard about people who were gay or whatever, this is before you even got to even thinking about bi and trans and stuff like that. People made it seem like it was just like the most scariest thing that could possibly be. And coming to LA, seeing like the first like person I knew that I hung out with that was gay, and realized that was the most sweetest, kindest person I ever met. And I'm like, all these stereotypes that came about you because people don't understand it. So just educating yourself, you'll realize you have hate in your heart for other reasons. You have hate in your heart because you're scared of, what if I'm like him or her? What if I'm gay? What if I'm this? What if I'm that? That fear gets you to hate because you don't want to see something that you might find yourself attracted to. That's what that's all about. But when you have comfort in your, masculinity or whatever it may be, that shit don't bother you. It's the fear of, if I be around it, will it rub off? The same shit that racists thought if they was around or be with black people, does it rub off? The same ideology is in that person who can't accept somebody being different. That's why I trip when people say their son or daughter's gay and they're like disowning. And I'm like, what is your problem? That child is yours. Accept the fact that you're not gay, but your son or daughter is. It's still the same baby. It's the same one that you was hugging on, kissing their forehead and cheeks when they were little. It's insane to me that people have so much hate in their heart that they'll believe a book that someone wrote in freaking before time, and they won't believe their own child, someone they created with their own loins. Tell them they wrong for being who they are. It's crazy to me. And I see it far too often in this country. And it's not just them. It's Latin people that people having problems with, think they're going to unalive people. And they statistically have never harmed people more than the people who are in this country, living day to day and born a citizen. If you just got to know these people, you wouldn't even have that story. But that's the whole thing. They don't want you to know them. They want you to judge them. All while asking you not to judge them. These same people are trying to get the truth about their ancestors out of school so you don't see them as degenerates. So that you don't see them like their ancestors. They want you to hear the good stories about their ancestors because they are guilty of making everybody else's ancestors attached to them. Making a culture of there's 3,000 black people that unalive somebody in the last year. All of a sudden, all black people are that way. Well, if that was reversed, you got so many millions of white people killing every year, every century, whatever you had, like the slavery, I say, killing millions of people, then all white people should be associated to that. But you want to associate all black people to crimes in Chicago, but don't want to associate yourself with the crimes of the past. Can't have it both ways. But they want it both ways, always. And everybody else is just got to suffer by, oh, black on black crime or whatever crime. It's insane. It really is. So when I look back on these things, I look at it and say, you know what? People need to stop. People need to stop. Get to know people, man. People love the way they love. And that's the thing about it. Whenever these people talk about it and they're Christians, like I said, God is love, right? So you say God don't make mistakes, right? Okay, then. So why is that person attracted to people who look like them? You tell me God made a mistake? They lying to you? I don't know about you, but there wasn't a day in my life that I woke up and say, you know what? I'm going to make the choice to be straight. Yep. Mm-hmm. Let me see. He's good looking, but nah, I wouldn't. Nah, I don't see that as attractive like that. Nope. I didn't make that choice. I'm going to be straight today. I didn't make that choice. It was just in me. I never looked at a dude and thought about him in that way. Not unless he looked like a woman, I didn't find out until later. But I haven't. And that's the thing. So why would people be saying the stupidest shit like you chose? No, you just don't wake up one day and choose that. It's just not a thing. And I don't care what anybody says. Your hate is trying to substitute intellect. If that person doesn't like women, he's a man, there's a reason. And if you want to say he was born defective, then so be it. A lot of people are born defective. So some people are born with one arm, one eye, half a head, you know. It is what it is. But we have to come to grips that these are the things that are real, not made up. And they're not done to make you mad or hateful. They're done because that's who they are. Accept them for who they are. But you're trying to get people to accept people for who they are when they can't even accept themselves. They can't accept that they're not smart. They want to act like they are. So you're kind of dealing with defective people anyway to begin with. But that's my 2 cents on it. Anyone else is fine but me. Why would I care? It should not be considered a sin if it doesn't harm anyone else and is consensual. I'm like this. If your Bible or whatever says it's a sin, then your God did not give you the power to determine what sin is not worthy of you. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got sins. Every last one of us sins. So what if that gay person said just, you being the way you are is a sin? The things you say in the Bible that you're supposed to be doing, I'm like, wait a minute. You have a job. I thought in the Bible, women had jobs. That's a sin, right? Some have a sin, correct? No, because in the Bible, it doesn't say anything about gay being sin. People always say that, but you can't find it in there. But what it does say is Jesus was brown with woolen hair. It does say that. But people will fight to the death. That ain't true. I'm like, well, then if you don't believe what the Bible says, then you can't believe in the Bible. Sacrilegious, correct? The utmost sinner. Putting somebody above God. I am a jealous God. yet you put somebody above me. This white dude that you got on the back of your walls in every church is not me. So you've made it a standard, an iniquity, something that you never will turn around on. So you can't make it into heaven, correct? If you worship that white dude, that's not Jesus. Yeah. Tell them that the next time they talk about what's so wrong in the Bible and it's a sin. I'm like, it's a sin for you to be going to that church with that white man on the wall when he's not white. And Jesus says, don't worship any other idol, for I am a jealous God. And you're going to church and talking all that trash about how holy you are when you're praying to a person that is not Jesus. It's baffling how people try to have these standards with no standards. All right, the topic I see the right talking about recently is called Black Fatigue. If you haven't seen it, may you soon. Yeah, I seen it. And they don't know what Black Fatigue even means. You know what I'm saying? It's about Black people being tired of racism and all the shit that goes through life. And they think it's being tired of Black people having issues. It's like, it's with them. I'm like, Lord Jesus Christ. These people will hijack anything, boy. I'm telling you. They would hijack being enslaved. I was a slave. Really? Yeah, I was one. Okay. My ancestors were slaves. Okay. All right. In America? You'd be like, dude, you would take anything away from other people so that you can feel like it's not you. It's not you that's the problem. I'm like, yes, it is you the problem. The Old Testament speaks out about homosexuality. I gotta look it up. I asked a pastor, my pastor John, years and years ago. I don't go to church now. I was a Methodist, and me and him had a conversation about it. He said it wasn't in the Bible, so I'll go look it up. And I even looked it up myself. I couldn't find it, so maybe I didn't see it. Do you know the verse in which it says it? Rooted in a player, Janet? What y'all talking about? What's up, Demetrius? It's so creepy that they care about people's sex life and weird. You know, I really don't think. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, and this is my observation. Now I say facts. The facts are what I determined it from, but it's just my determination from the facts that I saw. I don't believe that Republicans as a whole, because it's mostly them, and there's other cultures, other people too, just these types of people. But Republicans have a policy like against it. I don't believe they have a problem with gay people and trans people and all this shit like that. I truly believe many of them within that party are that way. They just know in order to succeed within that party, they have to go after those people who hate those people while hiding behind I'm straight and I got a wife that's a beard and kids that, you know, I created with this wife. But when I go off to conventions, I'm on Grindr having a good time with other people my same sex. Why do I believe this? Because this last Republican National Convention, Grindr broke when they came to town. To break, that would literally mean there is a crap ton of you guys in that area all at once trying to find gay people or bi people, whatever, trans people, whatever it is that's on that app, which is mostly gay. So when the Democrats came into their town and had their national convention, Grindr didn't break. Because they're open and they're dating their woman or man and they're just going back to the hotel, doing their thing, and everything's good. Republicans are hiding it and at a massive level because there is no way the system broke when they came to town. So you kind of know there's a lot of them in that group. It's just that they don't want to come out. Leviticus 18:20. Thank you. I got to find it. I would definitely look that up. Thank you, Troy. I appreciate you. the memberships. 1822 state, you shall not lie with a male as with a woman. It is a domination this has been interpreted by some as a prohibition against homosexual act. Okay. Thank you, Earthkeeper. 22. And that's the Old Testament. I'll look it up. So the New Testament doesn't have it. The Old Testament does. So the New Testament, I'm trying to think, excludes the entire. Does it exclude Leviticus period, or does it just exclude that the 18th chapter 18 verse 22? Let me know that one, Earthkeeper, if you know. I'll look it up if you don't. But there was goddess worship, and male homosexuality was considered a form of goddess worship, and they were fighting against the pagan goddess cults. Thank you, Rude and Planet Janet. I didn't know that. Being trans, use them all, and they just want to keep it secret. Yeah, I would not doubt it, Monica. I just know when they went there, it broke, and I mean, they have conventioners all the time, and they don't mention it being broken. So it's not Republicans. I'm just saying through that town, they have conventions. Maybe not as big as the national convention was, the Republican National Convention, but it broke. It made news. So you know it was bad. It was down for a minute. And that meant people were on it like massively. So you know they're into that. So I'm like, dude, just come out. If you like it, so what? Who cares? But they can't. They just can't. And they're going to remain in the closet till death for many of them, till they get caught in that situation. And it's just sad. It really is. Because, again, that's you. As long as you're doing, your productive things, helping people in their jobs, it's just crazy how you would just be caring what's going on in somebody's bedroom. None of your damn business. So, this was a later separation. Saying exactly, so much was adopted to Christianity, and this was a later separation. Okay, but it isn't about. It is about being recipient, not the target. Christian, I see. I didn't know that. That threw me for a loop. I wasn't expecting that until I got read the end of it. Critical Bible scholarship is important. Yeah, I figured Leviticus was part of it. I just said, did they take out the 18th chapter, 22nd verse? Because I didn't see it in the New Testament. Or maybe my pastor didn't, because he the one who told me. He said it wasn't in there, and even though I looked for it, I even asked it. Was it ChatGPT? And I asked Google many years ago about it. But thanks, I appreciate it. I'm gonna look that up. What context is talking about? There are the ones that overload Grinder. Yeah. Definitely. I knew it was happening. Yeah, God bless Alice. Hey, Alice, how you doing? Yeah, God bless Joe. Praying for him and his family. Yeah, black fatigue has this recent definition. It's not a definition. It's a bastardized version of it. They're trying their best to make it into something else. It's like, here's the thing. Woke is a term in which, again, was meant for when black people made that term up. Of course, woke is being awake, right? You were asleep, now you're awake. You're woke, meaning you're awake from something. So we know that's the original term of woke. But then you take the term where it's been changed into stay woke, meaning like pay attention to what's around you. If you're in a sundown town, or if you're walking through a certain neighborhood, make sure you always looking and got your back, things of that nature. These are the types of things that Ledbetter came out with. A musician said in his song about staying woke. Later, other artists said that too in the songs that they made to say woke, because again, it was along those lines that black people have been saying this forever. Wasn't nobody else saying that but black people, right? Stay woke, stay woke. Then all of a sudden, you know, you got a situation where you have people saying that that they don't say it's a different term. They try to use black terminology so that they can steal it and make it whatever the hell they want. And seeing as how there's multiple millions of them than there are, black people make up like 13, 14% of the population. You get the majority of the population changing the terminology, then they whitewash what it really means. And that was the strategy to begin with. These racists came up with this ideology to steal everything that's supposed to help black people and make it a negative thing. So therefore, white people who aren't even racist are against, who say they aren't racist. Like they say, what's his name? Bill Maher says he's not racist and dates black girls or whatever. But he doesn't even realize he's saying racist shit by even saying woke in the way that he's saying it. Bastardizing the actual term, because racists came up with the decision to change that by just saying it amongst themselves, and it spread to the point where white people say it in a racist way and not realizing they're racist. Because it's like, I don't believe anything negative about black people. I say, you don't. I ain't saying you do. But if you knew where that term came from and what it really meant and how they're bastardizing it to make it a negative when it was meant to be a positive, then you understand why they're doing it and how you've joined into the Klan without knowing you're in the Klan. It's like mastery, how they fuck over people. I mean, the fuckery is real. You'll start like, oh, what do you mean? I ain't racist. I'm not racist. You're not, but you're uttering racist shit. Saying woke is something that it's not. Stealing it from black people and making it your own little term that negates what black people tried to do. Why couldn't they come up with their own term of it? Why couldn't they just say, you know, instead of like black fatigue, it's like something else, black weakness, black, white fatigue. When white people are tired of black people's shit, why didn't you do that? No, you took black people's terms and turned them upside down to benefit whiteness, whitewashing it, racist whitewashing it. And then when they get out here saying it, oh, I'm tired too. They always blaming us for this, always blaming for this. I'm like, they're not blaming you. They're blaming your ancestors that you benefit from. And they're blaming the fact that you don't want to destroy it. You want to rebuild it. You want to call it something different. Or when it comes to trying to repackage racism, you have no problem reversing the language and making it something else. But when it comes to destroying black terminology, you got to keep it the same. Why couldn't you be just as creative and change it to something else? Because it doesn't have the same sting if you create something new. You have to take something that you say is fuck you to black people. That's what you have to do. And you do the same thing to Asian people, do the same thing to Latin people. You rechange the definition of the things that they have to build them, so that what they have to build them is also destroying them now. You see what I'm saying? So it's always a strategy for racists to get regular people who aren't racist, that look like them, to change the terminologies. In your mind, it's innocent. In their mind, they're like, gotcha. I got white people saying what we want them to say. And it's too easy because it's so quick for them to jump on the bandwagon of hate. It's too easy. Anybody just saying woke in the negative way of what is not being said, racists got that in your mouth in their definition. And you don't think it's racist. Everything's racist. I'm like, no, I call it as I see it. The things that are racist, I let you know. That is 100%. Most white people I know didn't even know it was something that black people did. Racists knew, but most white people didn't know. So they was out there spewing it. But then once black people told them, oh, everything's racist, it's like, no, we're telling you what is. You just want to ignore it because you done got comfortable with saying it. You got comfortable with your new terminology that was given to you by racist people, but you thought was just benign. Nope, it's not benign. And you would know that, I ain't saying you personally in here, people would know that if they just listened to black people. But they discredit black people and keep saying it the way they want to say it because they're comfortable with the racist ideology of what it means. Very comfortable. What happened here? What y'all talking about, man? Oh, I blame them. Liberal in the South. I know there are too many. I keep myself. Yeah, they have the book on the shelf. What are you talking about? Safety meeting. It's 4:20 somewhere. You about to go? Is your in the state? It's 4:20. I don't know what's going on. The Gulf of America doesn't sound good to me. It doesn't. I swear. What happened? What's going on? Everybody saying stop it. My Grokkus is broken. I don't even use Grok. You guys like that? Yeah, I don't even like Grok. Well, I haven't used it. I can't say I don't like it. I haven't used it. I feel you, Demetrius. He says, being a black man in my life, I can only focus on me, nevertheless someone else's non-threatening lifestyles, right? I don't focus on their lifestyles, but I will fight for their right to live the way they live. They're not hurting anybody. I'll fight for it. If it's love, I'm like, come on. How can you be angry with love? It's not your love. Get some material, Bubba. Y'all going at each other. I don't know what it's got to do to get Troy and Woke Mike together. I don't know what's going on with y'all, man. I missed the conversation, so I don't know what's going on. All right. So, you know how it is. I'm usually focused on, like I said, I'm building something for us, the people who really want change. And that's what I'm going to do, because that's what I think I was built for. The creativity that comes out of me to build systems that actually work. You'll see as you learn more about it. I'm just going to set up just a regular Zoom meeting. I will make a video for the members only, and give you the idea, understanding what it is, and the link to it. I'll put it in probably in the description or something like that, the actual link to the Zoom meeting and the day and everything I decide to do it. It probably will be on a weekend, a Saturday, or maybe even a Sunday. Something that's everybody's kind of like got off to some degree. And maybe in the evening or something like that, so people will probably be mostly at home as opposed to being out and about. Well, maybe on Saturday it might be, but who knows? So I'll make that decision soon and give it to you. Take care, Woke Mike. Y'all take it easy. I'm about to get out of here, but like I said, we got to work on this. It's a we thing, not a me thing, and I will put it out there for everybody. Okay. All right. So as always, I'll see you when I see you. Y'all take care.